Hello and welcome to a new video here on my channel at commaik. Today in this video I want to introduce you to a new camera from Reolink, the CX410C. This small camera is suitable for both indoor and outdoor use, and it already differs from the cameras I've used so far in one key aspect, namely that this is a 2K camera and not a 4K one like the others. So why should I switch to a 2K camera now? What does this camera offer that other cameras can't? Well, what this camera offers is ColorX night vision. This means that this camera can produce daylight bright images at night without the spotlight having to be on and without any special lighting being required. The indirect passive light from the moon or street lights is completely sufficient. You might already know ColorX from the Argus 4 Pro or the Alta's PT Ultra. This little camera has it built in as well, and all at a low budget price. Reolink has given me this camera to test, and that's exactly what I'll do. I'll take you along and show you whether this camera is worth its low price. And if you want to know whether it's worth it, whether it's something for you, then definitely stay tuned. In addition to ColorX, the camera of course also offers the smart features that all other Reolink cameras have. Automatically detecting people, animals and objects, sending alerts via push notification to your phone, or integrating with Home Assistant, Google systems and the like. All of that is supposed to be possible. Before I show you the image quality during the day and especially at night, and check whether the camera really detects the animals and movements that occur here on my test area as well as it claims, I'll of course start by unboxing it and showing you what's included in the accessories. And I'll show you how you can easily integrate this camera into the client and into your app on your phone. Let's get started. And here I am again in my office to give you a closer look at the camera. As you can see, it's noticeably smaller in size compared to my TrackMix camera or the Duo cameras. The accessories are also very neatly packed. Everything was contained in the single small box. An instruction manual, the security stickers. You also get a small network cable, the adapters to make the connection waterproof, a small bag with screws and wall plugs to mount the camera on the wall, and a foam spacer that is mounted on the back so the camera doesn't sit flush against the wall. The camera is relatively small. Compared to the TrackMix or the Duo, it's really nice and compact. The camera is about 10 centimeters long, and with the base attached at the back, it's around 19 centimeters. The diameter is 6 centimeters. So you can see, this thing is really small and unobtrusive. It's actually designed for indoor use as well and not just for outdoor use. In my opinion though, the cable whip is a bit too long. If you attach the camera to the box to wind up the cable inside so it just disappears, the space is already very tight. And with this long cable whip, it becomes increasingly difficult to connect the network cable. What is the network cable for? Quite simply, it's not a Wi-Fi camera, but a LAN camera. This means that the network cable must be connected directly here to transmit the data. However, you can also supply power via the network cable because this is a PoE camera. That means not only are the data transmitted over the network cable, the images, the alarm recordings and so on, but also the power supply. This means that on the other end of the network cable, you need a PoE injector or a PoE switch that supplies the camera with power as well as data. If you don't have that, but there is a power outlet or power supply at the installation site, you can of course also connect a regular Reolink power adapter here. The necessary connections are provided here for that purpose. Well, what else is there to say about the camera? On the back, there's a small compartment where you can insert a micro SD card and store the data directly on the camera. But you can also integrate the camera with the Home Hub. I still have both devices here, the Home Hub and the Home Hub Pro. Or you can connect the camera to your NVR, your network video recorder. You don't know what a Home Hub is, a network video recorder, or even the Home Hub Pro. No problem, I've already had the chance to test all these devices and I use them myself. Take a look at the top right corner. I'll link you to the videos about these other devices there, just to show you how you can securely store the data recorded by the cameras and access it later. This camera has 2K QHD resolution. That means it only offers 2560 x 1440 pixels, and that's only at 25 frames per second. The other cameras I've used so far have 4K resolution, so their image is a bit sharper. I have a 4mm lens with an f1 aperture. This thing is extremely bright. The field of view is 77 degrees horizontally and 42 degrees vertically. As I mentioned earlier, the night vision works with Color X, which means the built-in LED provides 700 lumens at 6500K. But you don't necessarily need it, because the camera can deliver razor-sharp images at night as well and in color. Additionally, the camera also has infrared night vision, allowing you to record up to 30 meters. In that case, you get the standard black and white image that you're probably familiar with. The spotlight has a power of 4.3 watts and can be activated manually or automatically when motion is detected. Of course, a microphone and a speaker are also built in. This means you can also talk to the person who is in front of the camera. When the mail carrier comes, you can tell them directly where to leave the package. In addition to smart detection of animals, people and vehicles, there are also other features such as the time-lapse function, which I personally appreciate a lot. Time-lapse function means you can point the camera at an object, set the time-lapse mode whether for hours, days, weeks or however you like, and then have a very, very nice time-lapse video created. You don't have to do anything. The camera automatically records the time-lapse and condenses long periods into a short video. For example, a sunrise, a sunset, or your construction project that stretches over several weeks. What else is there to say about the camera? Clearly, indoors you don't have to pay much attention to anything. Outdoors, you should know that this camera, with its IP67 rating, is also suitable for rain and similar conditions. Temperatures from -10 to +50 degrees shouldn't be a problem, and you can integrate the camera into smart systems. I personally use Home Assistant, where I can integrate Reolink cameras through the integration and create routines there. If a person is detected, a light automatically turns on somewhere else without me having to run an extra cable for it. But the camera can just as easily be combined with Alexa or Google Home to make use of smart systems. That's all about the camera. What interests you about the camera? What else do you want to know? Just write in the comments below the video what you'd like to know. Don't wait too long, because as you know, the cameras I test here will be given away over the course of the year. You heard right, I'll be giving them away to you, my subscribers. Whether it's at Easter or Christmas, I'm not sure yet. I've already collected a few cameras again. If you want to be part of it, then subscribe to my channel and definitely give this video a thumbs up. And if you don't want to wait too long to maybe win the camera in the giveaway, then take a look below the video. There, I'll link you to the promo link that Reolink has provided me. You'll find the offers there again with a nice discount. And of course, I've also linked the other products I use and am satisfied with below the video for you. Click on them, buy for yourself, the price stays the same for you, and I get a small commission for me and my channel. Thank you very much at this point for your support. Let's continue with this video, where I'll show you how I add the camera to the app, both on the phone and on the client. You can already see it behind me on the screen, how I integrate it there. But an important note in advance for all those who use an NVR. If you're using a Reolink RN8, 16 or 36, and you add the camera to your network, please remember that the moment the NVR detects the camera, the NVR takes over the initial setup and automatically assigns a default password. So you can no longer simply add the camera directly to your phone or client because you don't have this password. So you first need to check on the NVR on your network video recorder to see which password has been assigned. Either you use the password that the device has assigned, or you change the password on the network video recorder to your own, which you can then use in the app or on the client. It sounds complicated, and it is a bit, but it greatly increases security when installing the cameras. I have connected the Reolink CX 410C to the network and have already set a password on the NVR. Now I have opened my client on the PC, and as you can see on the left side at the very bottom, the camera is automatically detected. Here An incorrect password is still shown since I haven't set one yet. I simply click on the camera and can now enter the password that I just set on the NVR. I confirm. And the camera is immediately online. I switch to the camera's menu and can now make some additional settings. Among other things, I would like to hide the date and time from the video in this case, and I want to completely disable the watermark. Otherwise, I have the option to set the anti-flicker function to the 50 Hz typical for European power grids and to set the day and night hue to color. I can set up the privacy mask and in this way specify that certain areas should not be recorded at all. In the advanced settings, I can individually adjust the colors, switching values, and similar options. If you want to know how all of this works and what you can do there, take a look at the top right corner. There, I'll link you to a video where I show exactly how you can optimally set up your Reolink camera. What I'm going to do now is set the post-recording time to 30 seconds in the surveillance function under recording and make sure in the schedule that alarm recordings are enabled around the clock. And that's for motion detection for people, vehicles, and animals. The camera is now ready for use because there's really not much more I need to do. I can also register it in the app on my phone so I can check what's happening in my garden from anywhere in the world or access the recordings. Like every other Reolink camera, the CX410C also has a context menu that appears as soon as I move the mouse over the image. Using the microphone, I can talk to other people who are in front of the camera, and I also have the option to enable the time-lapse function. However, for this, it is necessary that you have installed an SD card in the camera. At the moment, I'm using the camera directly via the NVR without an additional SD card. For this reason, I can't use the function right now. I can trigger the alarm, the siren. I can manually turn on the lighting, the LED spotlight. I can manually zoom into certain areas and take a closer look at things. And even at this point, I think you can clearly notice that the 2K resolution does have its limits. Overall, everything looks quite appealing. In my opinion, that's sufficient, but when it comes to details, there's definitely a lack of resolution. Now, let's take a look at how I can install the camera directly in my phone's app. As you just saw, the camera is automatically detected as soon as I'm on the network. At the very bottom of the list, Camera 1 is now available, but it hasn't been registered yet. I click on the gear icon, and here I have the option to log into the device. Here as well, I confirm my password and am immediately taken to the camera settings. Of course, here I can also use all the settings that are available to me on the client. Among other things, I can also enable push notifications here, so I will automatically be notified on my phone whenever there is an alarm. In the live view, I see the same image here that I just saw on the client. The camera's context menu is now located below the image. Basically, I don't need to set anything here, except perhaps adjust the stream resolution. Currently, it is set to LOW. This setting is useful when camera images are accessed via the mobile data network. To save data volume, it makes sense to choose a lower resolution. If I'm on Wi-Fi, where data volume is less of a concern, I can switch to the clear resolution. And even if the system responds with an error, the resolution is still noticeably better than in the low setting. At the very bottom, you also have the microphone function, the magnifier function, and the playback function. But how does the camera perform when it comes to night shots? Here you can see footage from the CX410C in complete darkness. In the background, you can make out the streetlights which produce indirect lighting. For comparison, here is my RLC 1212A, which operates exclusively in infrared night vision mode. This shadowing you see here comes from a spiderweb, which I really need to remove today. The passive color image provided by ColorX technology is, in my opinion, quite blurry. You can almost make out the individual pixels, even though the overall image is still quite appealing. However, it can be significantly much better. I will now switch over to the camera's comprehensive menu, where I have the convenient option to effortlessly toggle between the vibrant color night vision mode and the classic clear black and white mode. This allows for optimal viewing in various low light conditions, providing enhanced clarity and detail. I'll start with the black and white mode to show you that this camera is indeed capable of taking good night shots. Among other things, here you can see the black and white view without any passive or active lighting, relying solely on the infrared emitters. In my opinion, the image is significantly better than the color image. I have the option to activate the spotlight, and in this way I can see slightly sharper contours of the grass and also the palm tree. But in my opinion, the difference is not very big. I will now switch back to the main menu once more, specifically navigating to the comprehensive color view, and then proceed to adjust the various light settings available within that section to achieve the desired visual effect. By default, the LED spotlight of the CX410C is turned on, specifically in what is called Smart Mode. This mode is new and was previously unknown to me. The camera's Smart Mode controls the brightness of the LEDs so that the camera can capture optimal color images. You can see that it is activated between 6 p.m. and 7 a.m. Otherwise, it is turned off. For the purpose of a clear and comprehensive comparison, presented here is the Auto mode, which represents the camera's default settings alongside the image captured entirely without the assistance of any external camera lighting whatsoever. I can also turn on the lighting directly via the camera's context menu, and in this way I get a color after image again. In my opinion, it doesn't make much of a difference whether the LED is shining at only 10% power or at 100%. The recordings are more or less identical. The real difference can be seen outside, when I'm near the camera and can perceive this light with the naked eye. The lighting at 10% is very hard to see with the naked eye, but it is visible. The lighting at 100% definitely catches the eye and also illuminates the surroundings, naturally serving as a deterrent to unwanted guests. What do you think about color night vision, black and white vision, and smart color night vision? Leave me a comment below the video and let me know what you think about the lighting in the footage. I've just introduced you to the Reolink CX410C camera. I've shown you the features, I've shown you how to set it up on the client or in the app. Reviewing the recordings is just as easy. Simply click on playback and see what the camera has captured for you. Thanks to smart detection, you can use filters to choose directly whether you want to see people, animals, objects, or all movements. But who is this camera ultimately suitable for? Isn't 2K a bit low these days? I asked Reolink, who is this camera intended for? Who is the target audience for this camera? The answer was very enlightening because it's aimed at customers who want the Color X color night vision but don't want to spend the money on a battery-powered camera, because those are significantly more expensive, for example the Argus 4 Pro or the Altas PT Ultra. And the CX410C is currently available with a discount for just under 70 euros. That's quite an attractive price. If you check below the video, you'll find Reolink's promo link where you can see the current price for yourself and of course buy the camera directly. You'll also find the other cameras I use here, the ones I use for comparison and that I personally recommend, listed in the video description below. Feel free to check them out and make a purchase. The price stays the same for you and I receive a commission to help support me and my channel. But what's even more important to me is interacting with you. Let me know in the comments below the video head. Do you think about this camera? Would this be something for you? Would the low price motivate you to settle for 2K? Maybe not for outdoor use, but perhaps for indoors. I'm really curious to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below, give me some feedback on the video by giving it a thumbs up. And of course, let me know what you think about the camera as well. Write something in the comments below the video. And if you want to see more from me, then subscribe to my channel. Just click subscribe at the bottom right. That way you won't miss any of the new videos. And always remember, I don't actually need all the cameras I get to test here. I give them away regularly in prize draws. They're for you. If you want to take part in the giveaway, subscribe to the channel. That way you won't miss that video either. And with that, I'm already done. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Take care. Bye.